Hello everyone and welcome back to Studio 44. Phil Sherman here with another Stadium Extravaganza video for you, and I could not be more excited for this one because this is the first time I have been in front of a camera since I hit that 1,000 subscribers mark. So thank you all so much. I've said it over and over again. As little as this channel is, I never thought it would get this big. So thank you guys so much. I've said this also before. This really helped me get through my knee surgery, especially you hardcore, Stadium versus guys who have been in most of the premieres, most of the live streams. Such a huge uplift for me in that time when I was down with the knee surgery and, coming to grips with the fact that, baseball, softball might not be happening much anymore. So thank you so much for that. We're going to continue to grow the channel with live streams here, with live streams on Twitch, surprises here and there. But, for the most part, staying the course seems to be going well. Another reason I'm excited for this video is that it's the first time I'm on camera since meeting Stadium creator, legend, Archmage in the flesh in Toronto. He has a stadium that we will be showing in this video, so I'll break down that conversation in that little meet-up when we get to that stadium. Also, I now finally have every single stadium ever shown on Studio 44 in a nice little cute Excel spreadsheet. I have some numbers that I want to share with you right now. Why not start with this guy, Archmage, since we were just talking about him. 45 stadiums of his I have shown in Studio 44. Some of the other big guns: Big Impact 17, Bo Tiger 25, Braves fan 28, Carmen's Dad 16, Pfizer 21, Fresh One X, and Doug Masterson. He has had a total of 13. Jace Chiff 33 stadiums. I have shown 23 of the evil PFK none or nil. Sandman Dan, are you ready for this? 50 stadiums shown here on Studio 44 since 2023. That's including like 4 remixes that, he took part in. Schmitty, 38. He hasn't been, since the get-go either. He came in sometime around mid or early 24 also. Scotty Warren, 23. Sluggish Moth, 23. Our good buddy Sewell, 21. Maybe we should change his name to Sewell 24, because that's how many stadiums of his I've shown. Texas Eggs, another guy who hasn't necessarily been here since the beginning, 30. Young Gun, 17. And the leader by 10 stadiums over Sandman Dan is Murph075 with 60 different stadiums shown right here in Studio 44. I thought it was really fun to go back and find some of your guys and which stadiums were your first. So in a live stream or a chat, I can pull all that stuff up and we can go over some of those numbers with each other if you guys are curious. I do want to go back now that I have everything in a spreadsheet and put in stamps. This is something I want to include with memberships, which are coming, included with maybe the second and third tiers. I will share that list with you every time I update it, just because I know people have different stadiums in mind all the time. Some people want certain areas covered, and if you have that list, boom, you can just look right through it and say, hey, this is a stadium for Portland. This is a stadium for the Rays to replace their piece of shit. This is a stadium to replace the Oakland A's. So yeah, I thought that might be pretty cool to share with you guys. So the last reason I'm excited for this video is I have one eensy-beensy tiny little surprise to share with you guys mid-video. So be on the lookout for that. I will, of course, let you know what it is. It's nothing major, but yeah. So let's get going. Whoa, that's a cool way to start off a stadium. Let's pull up the properties right here. This is Cybertron City, 925 feet, Los Angeles, California. Built in 2024, comes to us from JJ Daggus Returns, or DG versus the World. This is the last one in the queue from him. No notes, but he specializes in fantasy stadiums, so let's dig in. What does he got up here? Daggus 25 and kick.com. That's a clever way to get the dot in there, the little zero down there. Guys are hanging out on top of this futuristic structure. Is this a bunch together? Is that, no, that all looks like one, right? I don't know, but there's floating pods, futuristic buildings. I don't know why. Now it's the Justice League. I always thought that looked like the Justice League building, but I guess not. Ballpark eats with the glove. Restaurants on top of weird futuristic buildings. And some folks hanging out. There's a garbage can. That's good. Keep our stadium clean. Little walkways between everything. More futuristic buildings with the St. Louis Arch everywhere. Fantastic. Like he said, he specializes in his fancy stadiums. Not fancy. Fantasy. All right, Cybertron City back here. Okay, with the fountain coming in. Helicopters, more pods floating about. That's the only seating. Oh, nope, there's two of them. Okay. 2 seating sections. Only seats 1,000 people. So is this like a post-apocalyptic? Apocalyptic? I don't know if I've said that correctly yet. Water surrounds the infield of the stadium all the way down to the home run fences. Yeah, this is one of your more fun ones, I would say. Oh, there's a monster back there. Oh, shit. I don't think anyone is going to be using that road anytime soon. Oh, shit. Did I hear a helicopter? I don't know if I have it turned up enough on my settings. Just because the bonk, 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 bonk gets annoying. But, yeah. All right. JJ Daggis. Excellent stadium. Flip those lights. Seems like this would be a fun one at night with all the futuristic stuff. Yeah, there's some neon lights. Some little highlights in some of these futuristic props. Looking good, sir. Right through the arch. And down behind home plate to wrap it up for Stadium 1. Thank you, JJ Daggis. Time for our No Love 21:59:71 portion of the video. This is High Stakes Field 702. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada. Max altitude, built in 2025. Starting off in right field, the big wall with... This is a good move, using the futuristic props, having it curl around. Now, this is pulled off really nicely. I tried to do that with my futuristic ballpark at the Moonshot Casino Stadium, and I found it difficult, but you did it really well here. Pull it right across and then top it off with the futuristic upper deck. Nice. Las Vegas scoreboard up there in right center field. Phillies batter's eye. Funky little plaza with the palm trees and the gymnasium as like a entrance or walkway. Las Vegas in the background with the customized tower. That looks pretty cute. Left field. Seating between the big wall and the batter's eye. Nice. Some concessions behind there. Picnic tables and such. Pretty standard around and behind, but again, a nicely pulled off job. Nicely done. I should be prepared to speak before I start recording a video, huh? Vegas looks great in the background. Whoa, what's that shadow? I've given up trying to figure out this game. This is a cool shot right here. That looks pretty cool. Turning on the lights. Yeah, I like... That could be a thumbnail. I like the futuristic roof. How clean it's done. Even though, you know, it affects the lighting of the field. But at this angle, you can't really see the field. And you see the great city in the background. It's a great shot. Wow, look how different the coloring looks in the same building based on what's around it. Yeah, these are the same building. Is there 2 different versions of this? If I pull it up here, will it be more the right color? Yeah, okay. Must be just where it is. Maybe this is creating a shadow for that. All right, no love. Great stadium, sir. Thanks. We're going to head back across the country to the eastern seaboard where we have Family Funtime Park. altitude of 5,000 feet, comes to us in the year of 2025, and it was created by Mr. Scotty Warren, or Great Scott, 18660. Says this was a fun one based off the arcade stadium that he built for Sewell's Home Run Derby contest. Arcade version 2 started on the left with a roller coaster that emerges. Okay. It's actually in 3 different parts of the stadium. Oh boy. Drop tower, pool, water slide, carnival slide. Didn't do much in the outside of the park. If SDS has to come out with an update by the end of July, I'm not going to start the finished version of BTM. I'm still holding out. Hope that we may get some college or high school props that would really fit well in that stadium. Fingers crossed. Okay. Well, we are approaching the end of July already. I can't believe it's mid-July. But let's hop into the stadium. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's already fantastic with the different layers. There's the roller coaster. I got to follow it because I'm here. Oh, there it goes. It's gone. Now, where does it pop back up? Over here? How long does it take to come back up? Just look at all the different... Oh, nope. I'm watching the drop thing. Is this the same roller coaster? Looks like it. All right. I'll have to try to keep an eye on it. Oh, no, wait. There it goes again. It's going down. Oh, there it goes. Awesome. I must have missed it the first time. I don't know how, but just look at all the layers. The roller coaster going in. There's the little beach area and the pool area. Luxury seating right along the home run fence here, using the condo to face off parts of the stadium. Fantastic. Hit it here. Oh, what do we have in the pool, folks? Canoe! We have a canoe. There's a diner. It's closed in by that castle. I forgot what they called it. We just saw it like Grand Factory last video, I think, right? Yeah, a whole mess load of carnival rides, but it's still presented in a great way. It's in layers. It's not like, oh, here's the roller coaster, and right next to that we have the drop one, and here is the slide. It's still presented in a unique, different way. If you're one of those builders looking for tips, these are the stadiums you study. If you want to make a theme park, if you want to make some kind of theme stadium, don't just put it on a flat ground and have the props surround the home run fence. Put it into layers. Look at the colors he's using with the shipping container things. Fantastic. He's using this guy to face things off. He's using this guy to face things off. This is why he is one of the GOATs. Because most of his stadiums get one of these. He's got the bent scoreboard and all the pinwheels. Fantastic. Don't come to me. I mean, I'll give you my opinion. But if you want tips, you look at other people's stadiums, because mine don't seem to be that popular. This is fantastic. He has everything built into the hill. He's got the gaming, right? Games, isn't it say games on it? Yep. The games building up there. Does that light up? I'll have to check that out. Let me see. Flip around here. No, it doesn't seem to. Because it seems like it was introduced in the same pack as the pyramid one. And that one kind of lights up a little bit, right? That's why Jace Chiff uses it so much. I said uses, is that really weird? But oh well. Yeah, wow. Everything looks great with the lights turned on. There's the big curvy slide that goes all the way around the thing. And he's got the water slide up here that disappears. Outstanding. There's the Boardwalk Arcade. Excellent. So good. Scotty Warren. You've already got that stamp. That could be... Oh, I didn't even notice the Ferris wheel out there. That could be another thumbnail. Lots of different colors. Lots of different layers for different home run targets. Scotty Warren's a GOAT. Was it last video or the video before? I was talking about GOATs I may have forgotten about. There is one. I don't think we've seen a 25 stadium from him yet. Lemur F, baby. I love his style. I hope he's still around making stadiums. Maybe he's bummed that there's no new props in 25, but hopefully we'll see some more from him soon. But again, great Scotty Warren. You the man. Brickyard Station in ABC, USA is up next. Altitude is 2,365 feet, built in 1996. Comes to us from someone who was legendary in the stadium verse as well. This is Bo Tiger. Says there's lots of levels and targets for home runs. It's a fictional stadium built in the mid-90s. It was built at the site of an old train station in River Dock and used some of the buildings that remained. Well, let's take a look. What a great level of fantastic, these bleachers. Separating them like this, outstanding. Then they curl around the foul pole as well. Got the MLB kind of buried in there. That looks really cool. Great staircase in the background. Excellent. Nice big scoreboard that takes you right out to the parking lot. Well, the scoreboard doesn't. The concourse, the scoreboard is on, takes you out there. But you got kiosks and concessions, and in the water, whether it's a lake, river, or ocean, whatever, we have a canoe. We have a canoe or two, flashy and a regular. Oh, look, there's a little tent back there for people going out to the dock. Excellent. It looks like a little lake, little pond maybe. Oh, look at how it crooks all the way around. Fantastic. ABs. Excellent. I like how he's got the rustic looking one. It kind of blends in and looks, matches up well with the brick. Nice little scoreboard section back there. Fans are on the stairs. Excellent. Left field, more layers again. Nice little scoreboard section with the train station blended in. Fun. Hiding the parts that it does say plane station. Train station. There's Brickyard. Oh, Brickyard Station. There you go. All right. Using the toll booths as an entrance to the bleacher section. Way up high. Lit with the... Do these guys light up in the dark? Yeah, a little bit. Is that new? I guess I've never noticed that. Little nod to Sewell out here with the stadium center. Oh, and Phil's 44 flavors. Tier. Now, how did you do that? It's a T. I'm going to have to remember that. Fantastic. Bo Tiger, his trademark along the foul pole. Excellent. There's Brickyard Station again. Outstanding from Bo Tiger. Pretty standard around and behind outside of what's going on above home plate with the booth turning into the big brown complex using the broken down buildings but hiding the broken down parts to face off the outside of the building. Nice. I didn't notice the drawbridge out there before either. Bo Tiger, killing it once again. With the lights turned on, we'll throw a little stamp at this guy. I'll actually throw it. There it be. Nice little Studio 44 golden stamp of excellence? Is that what it's called? Eesh, I haven't even read it. It's not golden stamp of approval, right? Pretty sure it's excellence. So clean. Very creative. The bleacher sections, you guys, the way you guys find way to make the bleacher sections look better, it's brilliant. Outstanding. I don't know what to say. Bo Tiger's a legend. Moving on to another great creators portion of the video. This is San Jose del Cabo Field. It's in San Jose del Cabo, Mexico. Has an altitude of 4,719 feet, and it was built in 2009 by Dadbod OG, or Spanky McSlappy 24 is what I think he shows up as. Did I write down his numbers? How many we've shown of his? I just counted up the ones that I knew we did a lot of. I think he might be barely into the double digits. I can check. But Luka out there in right field. This is fantastic. A nice shorter fence, but the street goes along with the palm trees and the lights right in the middle of the road. That looks really cool. San Jose del Cabo Field. There it is, right on the sign. Plenty of boats in the water out here. Fantastic. Out in left field. Oh, this section is great. The big grass with the sign. So good, Dad Bod. You got the Hit It Here sign and Lowe's and Tegate. Scott's out here, like Scott's Lawn, maybe. Pretty standard around behind with a double deck. Old school roof. Concession stands line both levels up. Outstanding. Perfect little buildings out here and left with a parking garage included. Dad Bod. I'm digging this one, man. Flipping that light switch. And we'll flip a stamp. Nice work. Yeah, I'm glad you sent them in individually. Did you give me notes? Another Dad Bod Spanky McSlappy Mexican Park. Okay. Yeah, he said he was using them in some kind of franchise mode, right? In one of his other stadiums that we showed recently. Great work. Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated creators we have. Everything he does is so clean. This is one of my favorites of yours. Smaller stadium with that grass in left center field with the numbers and that small bleacher section that, again, is divided up. Oh, no, you didn't have to do anything special to divide that, right? That's just clicking them together. But it still looks great, using the brick to close off either side, using the chain link fence as well. So good. Dad Bod. Spanky McSlappy 24. Heading up to Columbus, Ohio for this stadium. This is Busch Ballpark. Has an altitude of 902 feet. It will be ready for us to play in 2026. Comes to us from Big Nate 425. Fairly new to the channel, but we've seen a lot from him, and I enjoy all the stadiums he sends. Look at this. Nice little signage and scoreboardage above all the bushes. Now, that's kind of cool. Normally, I'm a, bring the fans as close to the action as possible kind of guy, but this creates another layer. With all the bushes, the balls are just going to disappear into there, and then you're going to, be happy that you reached that first layer, and maybe you get up to this top deck here. 328. So, yeah, you could probably get up there. Very nice. Very cleanly done as it kind of curves around the foul pole. Signage facing off everything in foul territory as well. Nice little bleacher section up here where the ballpark eats. Steps to get you up to that curved section. Pretty standard around and behind as we pull up left field. Very nice again with bleachers hooking around the foul pole into the windows that can no longer be connected. Come on, SDS. Could you imagine how much freaking fun we'll have in this tool once they fix everything and start giving us new props again? Oh, my dear Lord. This is great, too. The circular deck with the glove and the Hall of Fame circle. This is great. This is another thing I got to steal from you guys. Great idea, closing off the stadium by flipping the stands around. I love it. Oh, look at this. We have a little canoe hidden up in the corner. Canoe! We have a canoe. The lights are on top of the Camden Yards warehouse. Oh, if you hit up here, you can get a free canoe. Fun. More stands flipped around. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to just concentrate on the inside of the stadium. This is a fun little deck right here, faced off by that brick That taller brick sign, I should say. Then you got Ballpark Eats out here. More brick. Parking lot. Yep, pretty standard outside of the building. Very clean. Fun ideas. Nice work, Big Nate, 425. I'm digging it. Says the bushes in right field and field level bleachers in left. Hit it here sign and a hit canoe and a free one. Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the form now. I hope you guys are okay with this. I know it's a pain in the butt to keep adding things to the Google form, just more time out of your day when you want to add a stadium, to the queue. But I got tired of wondering if it was my first time showing your stadium before, so I added will this be your first stadium shown in Studio 44? Plus, I get curious. And the YouTube ID is now required just because when you guys are in the chat, it's nice to, put the two together and you guys, hey, Phil, is one of my stadiums in today, and I don't know your gamer tag, compared to your YouTube thing. Not that this is 100% going to help me learn it, but it's one extra step that can help. So, yeah, I hope you guys are all cool with that. Do you guys see what I see? There's almost like someone smeared ink, like from here down, especially right in here. Is it a shadow? Right in here. Do you see what I'm talking about? Is there one little thing? Maybe the lights? I don't know. This game is really weird with shadows. Yeah, it leaks onto the field. Do you guys see that? It looks like someone had ink on their hands. It dried a little bit, and then they touched the stadium or a drawing of the stadium and left a little mark. Weird. All right, nice work, Big Nate. This stadium looks like it was a remix. It's coming to us from Lothario. He says in the notes it was originally Downtown Ballpark 1920 from H-Dub 20. He said he wanted to take that original 20s design and update the concept to modern times. He did a real-time renovation of the park, replacing bleachers with full seating, expanding the buildings in left field, tripling capacity, and adding concessions. Stadium features his signature look of stands protruding from buildings and a little controlled chaos in the corners at the Western Metal Building. Says he feels like he's reaching a point where he can see his stadiums and allow his vision to superimpose over what's already there, and he likes to think that he's growing as a stadium creator. What do you think? Well, I feel like we haven't seen that many from you yet, Lothario. Maybe 2 or 3. Greg, by the way, right, in the premieres. Yep. I have that written down, so I got that one remembered. Right in your notes here, or on my phone. Yeah, wow, lots of seats. And again, lots of decks, so that's fun. Can you get one up to the top deck? Whoops, nope, I hadn't grabbed. There we go, 298. So, yeah, I would assume you can get way the hell up here. Maybe even up on top here. Very fun. Here's the controlled chaos in the corners he was talking about. Ballpark Eats, bunch of picnic tables and counters. And a little picnic area, pretty standard around and behind. And again, remix stadium, no shame. It's fun remixing stadiums. I get so flattered when people take my stadiums, download them, and change them to see the things that they like and they would keep or the things they would want to change. But again, you just got to give the people credit. Let me know in the notes, guys. There's a couple people a little sus with the stadiums they send me. And, I want to show every stadium, but I don't have the time to research everybody. I don't want to say, I'm not showing your stadium because it's a remix and you didn't give them credit. I just don't have the time to prove anybody wrong or anything like that. So I'm going to show a stadium, and frankly, I think it looks bad on the people when you get called out for that. And, it makes me feel like a jackass showing your stadium and bragging about it when you, in fact, didn't create the stadium 100%. There's no shame in taking a stadium and remixing it like Greg did here. This is fantastic. It's lots of fun. But you just got to give the person credit. Don't sit there and I don't get the joy. and telling everyone, "Oh yeah, look at my stadium, guys," when half of it's not even yours. I just don't get it. Well, here we go. All right, I'll try to wrap things up with the stadium. My apologies for that. But yeah, just to kind of put a bow on that whole thing, I don't get how anybody finds joy in telling people, "Hey, this is my stadium," when it's not theirs. I just don't get it. In the back of your mind, you have to know that you didn't do it. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I feel bad that this keeps coming up, but, you know, when Lothario comes in and says, yeah, this is a remix, it's all good, you know? So don't be afraid to let people know that it's a remix. And people can recognize your changes. So, Lothario, Greg, great work, buddy. Thanks for the stadium. Moving on. Power District Park in Salt Lake City, Utah is up next. Max altitude built in 2025. Comes to us from DM Band 1980. He's been a mainstay in Studio 44 lately, sending us some great ballparks. This one a little bit different from his normal look, and I really like it. All the brick, using the minor league park and hiding it behind the brick. It's always a good move. I know most of us want, like, even half of that would be perfect. Maybe half and, like, quarter that size. Give us a couple options so we can do, like, the smaller layer and then the walkway and then the taller wall and then another short one and then the longest way all the way around. I think that's the kind of thing people are looking for. That's like Pittsburgh and Yankee Stadium and Citi Field and, you know, all these newer parks have now is those fancier seats down low are separated by a walkway and that taller wall. Center field looks great. He always has fun stuff going on surrounding the batter's eye, using water to create his own little waterfall, the water prop, I should say, as opposed to using a waterfall prop. Hey, it's the Golden Canoe Tavern. I think he mentioned that in the notes. He says this is based on the proposal of a Salt Lake City stadium, although this is not like renderings, but he think it would be a great idea for ballpark. Horseshoe-style decks. The concourse and center field is called Golden Canoe Tavern. The concourse and center field is called the Golden Canoe Tavern. So there we go. Get that horn ready. Oh, I horned it. Mixture of modern and old school. Symmetry is more of a graphic thing. By the way, I'm actually a graphic designer. Oh, nice. Also, you can check out the vault for my logos and stuff and look at the Salt Lake Eagles logo. I designed the home away hat, main logo for the Salt. Yeah, we'll definitely check those out. I definitely need teams for the Ricky Davis. Well, maybe not teams, but, you know, logos and maybe different team ideas, I guess, for certain cities for the Ricky Davis League. My brother and I decided that we are going to start a Ricky Davis League channel. We're going to go with an MLB league where we play as real MLB teams just to give us something to do while I'm making all the other teams. And I hope to do that and create guys in a live stream. So I'll need your guys' players, maybe player ideas when I'm doing those live streams. I would love to start this weekend, but I just took on another stadium to build for commission. So, yeah, if we do those live streams, I hope to do them on Twitch. I still haven't done that. Oh, my dear Lord. Look at that shot, though. That's a gorgeous stadium. That's a thumbnail, right? Thumbnails usually mean stamps. So there you are, DM Band. Yeah, he's right in the ranks with Arch and Carmen's dad and Texas Eggs with the work outside of his stadiums, Ranger Man. Although Ranger Man does some villages, right? But he does an amazing job facing off the outside of his stadium. And though he didn't do much facing outside of this stadium, it's still incredibly clean and realistic. And he did add the fountains in the entrance here, too. Now, what building is the entrance? Oh, it's just this fan stairs. All right. And what's the... I'm not sure I've seen that. Guys, we have a breakthrough right here. Look at this. He just used the door prop and flipped it open. That is a fantastic idea. Dude, you may have just started a trend right there for gates, using these as a gate. I don't know how much memory that would take up, but that is a fantastic idea. Excellent DM band. Great stadium. Definitely, I mean, I've never been to Salt Lake City, but definitely has a Salt Lake City vibe with the mountains and just pictures I've seen before and stuff. Nice work. This is Balboa Stadium. Has pretty close to max altitude. Built in 1907. Comes to us from Red Scorpion 6. Well, this beautifully written description, I was reading it out loud and it started to sound like a Casey Kasem top 40 dedication letter. Do you guys remember that? Are there enough of us old fogies who remember it? He says this is an alternate universe stadium that they took 3 days from conception to completion. And it says, Dear Casey, a whimsical wander through San Diego's quirkiest ballpark. Nestled in the garden lover's paradise of San Diego, where the climate is as perfect as a 70-degree fastball, lies a ballpark that is equal parts baseball haven and botanical wonder. This isn't just any stadium. It's reimagined utopia where the Western Metal Supply Company didn't go belly up, but instead blossomed into a 49,000-seat gem. It's very well written. I'm not teasing that. It just, when I read it back in my head, I feel like my Casey Kasem impression has fell off. Oh, boy. But, yeah, corporate offices are in there for the Western Metal Supply. Cracker Jack Horse. What is this? Peanuts to go. Again, this is another big, long thing. If anybody wants to see it, I'll be happy to send it to them. I do have the thing all set up, like I said, and I am now saving the notes. So if anybody ever wants this, I am going to include it in memberships. They're coming. I'm still waiting for just 3 more badges. I need a gold, a silver, and a bronze. And then I can set up the... But let's just take a look at it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I did put in the new Google form that I can't promise every note will get in just because it can be so long, and I'm trying to get quicker through the stadiums. I hope that's working out okay for you guys. I don't want to shortchange anything because I do feel like that's a really strong part of this channel is going through, piece by piece and, kind of picking the pieces apart, how you created certain looks or certain props using the props that we have. Oh my goodness, look at this monster. Is about to eat everybody in this canoe. But at the same time, I want to fit a lot of stadiums in a shorter video. This hour and a half stuff. I mean, I guess it's working, but I don't want to go much more than that. I mean, I had before, and the views go way down. There's a nice fountain up here with the statue inside the fountain. Plaza level seating with the scoreboard in front. Seats go all the way around and behind. Pretty standard. I like the deck that sticks out. The park is a nice fit. Dear Casey, we visited the Hall of Fame Circle. Tractable roof looks fantastic. Using the sign turned around. If I could grab the sign. There it is. And all the roof props, making that pointed top. Ooh, we got a helicopter, and there's the Western Metal Supply build. Oh, there's an airplane landing right near the ballpark. Outstanding. Turn them lights on real quick, and then we shall move on. Again, as often the problem is hard to get a good bird's eye view of the stadium with the roofs. It'd be nice if they gave us a roof prop. They totally could. You can't tell me they can't. With the football fields and the aqua theaters and the Royal Caribbean cruise line ships that they have in there, you can't tell me they can't make a roof prop that you can suck right up against the field a little bit. But yeah, right there, that looks like an amazing roof. So nicely done, Red Scorpion 6. Well, it took a while for us to get his first stadium, but now they're coming in droves, and I can't be more thankful for them because they make every video better. Bay City Field in Bay City, USA, has an altitude of 44 feet, built in 2025. Who makes all my videos better when they give us a stadium? That is Mr. Obituary Turtle, or Mark Stevens. Look at this right field. Look at how clean but unique it is. Again, using different buildings blended in with the luxury plaza to create a different look. Outstanding. And then who thinks, oh yeah, if we use that same building, it'll give us a nice little highlight. And if we double up the decks, it'll make it nice little deck in the corner. The luxury continues over, kind of blends in with the field level that goes around and behind. He did mention in the notes, I saw that he liked this little walkway that goes all the way around in front of the luxury plaza seating. Reminds me of a walk track on one of the bigger Royal Caribbean ships. Oh, what do we have out in the bay, folks? Canoes! We have canoes. Can you make it to those canoes? That's a good question. 3:30 down the line, pretty much. Yeah, you could get there. Probably easier in a home run derby, but definitely possibility, especially a bounce. But I like using the dock here. Excellent. Beautiful work in the corner with the mural building. Folks are hanging out up top. Blending a bunch of these guys together. I always like this building because I like the windows and I like the pillars. Pillars just add something to a structure to me. Got a Wrigley-looking bleacher section here in center field, the way it kind of triangles up. Fantastic. You piss me off, Mark. Oh, and then look at the deck. So good, the way it takes you under the bridge. Faced off the stadium with the fan stairs. Couple buildings for the main entrance. Hall of Fame circle. Parking lot in the slab. This is done very nicely. This is a great way to keep your memory low and keep it simple to kind of give the stadium that dug in the ground look without using way too much memory. Bunch of tugboats and sailboats and, of course, the canoes. And then there's the docks out there. It all looks amazing. And he says he started this one, but put it on the back burner. Goes, not very clever, but it's a nice, clean-looking ballpark. Looks pretty clever to me, Mark. Fantastic. Flip that light switch. Give you that stamp. Take a look at the city in the background. Another thumbnail-worthy stadium right there. Wonder if we could do something like this, maybe. I don't know. I kind of like DM bands. Did I use DM bands once before? One of his stadiums. So good. Party pier way back there. The tower way back there. Mark Stevens climbing that goat ladder. Intel Corporation Field, further up north in the western part of the country in Portland, Oregon, has an altitude of 909 feet, built in 2025, comes to us from... Is this your first? I noticed there's more in the vault from you, or in the queue from you. Summer Sumo is the person contributing the stadium. It says it's the Cincinnati Reds' new stadium in Portland, Oregon. All right, well, let's roll with it. Right field, you have some luxury seating, 2 decks on top of that. Nods to Frank Robinson and Ken Griffey Jr. Wasn't he number 30 for the Reds at one point? Club seating up here and right, because his dad was 30, right? And then Pete Rose Terrace, 14, Johnny Bench Suites. Some of that big red machine recognized out there. Pretty symmetrical as far as the different layers on the decks. A couple restaurants up top. Old school roof. Pretty standard around and behind, although there are a lot of decks. And there's some cool concessions tucked away up under here. Oh, this is cool. How come no one else has done this yet? I like that a lot. Putting stuff on top of that slanted booth area there. That looks really, really good. Couple buildings for you to check out in the background where you got some home runs going into center field. A little statue up there. Folks are taking a look at the sculpture. That looks good too with all the bushes around it. All right. Oh, there's a light on this building. Well, we'll see what it helps out. Oh, there's a fountain over here with some folks checking things out. Flags on the scoreboard. Texas Rangers Hill faced off with the one office building. There's that light switch. Yeah, looks good. Summer Sumo. Like I said, we got a couple stadiums from you in the queue. So we'll have more to check out from you in future videos. Pete Rose Terrace looks good too. And very symmetrical again. You guys pull that off nicely. All right, fellas. Moving on. Well, I should have known better than try to do what the game is supposed to do, because Ranger Man 226490, Zach White, as we know him in YouTube, was kind enough to let me know that the game has been crashing on him when it comes to the stadium. So he gave me the properties right here. And what do? I pull up the properties anyway, and guess what happens? The game crashes. What do you know? Something is broken in the stadium creator mode. Thank you, Zach, for including this. The stadium name is Avengers Ballpark. It's in Cedar Hill, Texas. Has an altitude of 770 feet. Built in 2025. Now, he said that this is in no way affiliated with the Marvel Avengers. It's for his Diamond Dynasty team, the Arlington Avengers. He wound up building around a mistake that turned out to be a fun little quirk in the main seating bowl on the third base sign. A few stick-out luxury decks on the upper levels that were not intentional, but to make the building I used to help make the exterior fit in. There's also a new luxury premium club behind plate dedicated to Studio 44 and Stadium Center with Sewell Tier. Thanks, man. All right, so let's dig in. I will try not to turn lights on. Well, I'll try to turn the lights on at the very end because I think I've had a problem with lights with some of these stadiums that crash. Right center field looks gorgeous with the waterfalls coming right in from this little pond. And, of course, in those waters is canoes. Are canoes? Is canoes. I don't know. I'm not an English. I wasn't an English major. I like the green on top of the building. Y'all know that. Using the building that lights up. Smart. Looks cute. Avengers Ballpark. Perfect scoreboard for that little corner here. Can you reach that second deck? That would be really fun. Nope, I didn't want to take that. I wanted to go there. 300. Yeah, you might be able to get up there. Yeah, I might be able to do it. Yeah, we got to do it. Oh, there's Club Stadium Center with the little luxury plaza hanging out with a laser ribbon in front. Lots of stone. Looking good. Pretty standard around behind outside of the stone covering up what's in front of the luxury seats here. Gorgeous. There's Club 44 tier. Avengers Ballpark. Oh, you kind of did something similar just with the upper deck. Leaking over that. That looks really good. I need to start borrowing that idea. Is this where you're talking about where you made the goof and it's kind of sticking out and you fixed it? Because that looks good. Using the stacked stone again. Nice. I'm starting to notice a lot of more breaks. A lot of more. a lot more breaks in seating, like watching the All-Star game. So what did you guys think of the Home Run Derby? I glanced through Sewell's Discord real quick. Not the Home Run Derby, the Home Run Derby to solve the All-Star game. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Better than leaving it in a tie like they did in 2002 in Milwaukee. But I saw, probably just trying to stir up controversy and get a lot of comments on a post. Someone posted, should they resolve real games like this in extra innings? Answer, hell no. It's perfectly fine for the All-Star game or any exhibition game, maybe even in the minor leagues. Maybe that could be fun for people to watch in the minor leagues, but not in a baseball game. I'm still not sold on the ghost runner at second. Maybe at like the 12th or 13th inning or something like that, give us the ghost runner, but I don't know. Ranger Man, I'm going to cruise to this ballpark again, not turn the lights on until the very end, see if we get a glimpse of it before the frickin' game crashes out on this gorgeous, gorgeous ballpark you created for your Arlington Avengers. Ooh, we got the pool going on right behind home plate. Yeah, put the luxury shit right where you're close to the field, right? Although I could see where it's like, I'm far away, but at least I got the pool. You know what I mean? I see that part of it too. So, yeah, let me go ahead and I'm going to literally throw a stamp at you. Waboom. And I'm going to try. Oh, let's take a look at how you face it off. Because I did throw your name. Oh, look at this. Using just the tip of the clock tower building. Fantastic. Again, using hills and parking lots just to kind of fill some space on the outside. Oh, you got this building in there too. All right. Yeah, very clever, very creative. Arch, Ranger Man, Texas Ags, the best of the best of the best at closing off those stadiums. There's a couple guys out there too who are good. They're not coming in. Sluggish Moth does a really, usually at least a clean close off of the stadiums. But nice work. You got your stamp. I'm going to try to turn the lights on, but I have a feeling it's just going to close out. Oh, yep, there it goes. We're back down in Salt Lake City, Utah again. This stadium's called Wasatch Stadium. Has an altitude of 4,000 feet, built in 2025. Comes to us from good friend of the channel, Mr. Sandman Dan. He says in the notes, fictional stadium named after one of the two mountain ranges in the area. The name over the scoreboard has mountains behind the name, similar to the Mets logo at Citi Field with the skyline. Behind home plate, there's a broadcast booth for you and Sewell with your dog's tier. Also, a little shout out to Nonsense Matters. Oh, man, thank you for that. The rest I'll leave up to you. There's so much to see in the ballpark. Thanks, Phil. You guys enjoy it. Yeah, the Nonsense Matters. It's coming. We have a bunch of stuff recorded. We got to edit it. There's just so much going on in both of our lives. But I appreciate you mentioning that because we only have 19 followers. And, oh, there it is right there. I can see it. There, Nonsense Matters. It's coming. It's coming. I promise. The live episodes, we want to find a way to get you guys involved because I feel like that's a great way to get, more of a following is to get you guys involved. Look at this waterfall. One of the best I've ever seen. The stone-stacked bridge, the stacked stoned bridge. Everything is stacked stone surrounding it, but the different steps, different way to kind of face it off, outstanding. And in front of it, canoe. We have a canoe. Multi-leveled waterfall. Oh, look at that, all the way around. Now, how did you pull that off? Oh, okay, you got the very top of it. Nicely done, Dan. Gives me a 9/11 memorial vibe. Outstanding. So good. That's one of the better waterfalls or fountains I've seen. Custom fountains. I like this area over here with the futuristic roof. This is giving me Steinbrenner Field vibe in Tampa where the Rays are playing right now in the Yankees minor league complex. Hey, there's more nods to Sewell and myself, the 44 and 21, of course, Jackie, and the canoe. The canoe is being honored. Oh, boy. That's fantastic, Dan. Here's your stamp. Between the waterfall and the canoe being retired, I don't think there's anything else we need. Now, this is a good way to do the two. Kind of straighten it out with the T. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you just got to get creative with the props that you have and you pull it off. It's kind of hidden by the people here, so yeah, it looks good. So good. Oh, did it over here too. Yep, with the 42. Pretty standard around and behind in the corner. Another multi-layered standing room only deck. There's the booth he mentioned with Studio 44 and SCTV. Outstanding. Dan always has great creative ideas. Nonsense Matters again. Oh, thank you for that. Dan, fantastic work. Let's turn the lights on. You already have your stamp. There it is. Wasatch Stadium in Salt Lake City. Here it is, folks, as promised in the intro of this video. Mazda Zoom Stadium in Hiroshima or Hiroshima. Is it like a Caribbean type thing, or is one bright and the other's not? I'm not sure. Minam-ku, Hiroshima in Japan, altitude of 10 feet, built in 2009 by Archmage Chemish, or should I say Denny. Was not expecting Denny for Archmage, but man, what a fun experience to be able to hook up with him. I always said he'd be the guy I met first because we go to Toronto so much to see Yankee games, and I knew he lived close by. He is a landscaper. He's in landscaping. He was there with his boss checking out the game. We met up a couple times throughout the game. He wanted to meet up later and have some drinks, and I would have loved to do that, but I was with my wife, I was with my brother and his wife, and we had to hit the road to get home as soon as possible for the 3-hour drive. So hopefully, maybe, there could be another trip at the end of August, even though the Yankees are back, like their second series after the All-Star game. It's like they were just there and now they're back again. I know you play each other a lot within your own division, but it's so close. It's weird. Twice in the same month. But yeah, he said his boss is one of his best friends. They've known each other since they were like kids. And they used to do landscaping for one of the big time owners for the Blue Jays before Rogers folks moved in. But such a good dude. Just looking at him, I mean, I'm sure you saw him in the picture. He just doesn't strike me as video game stadium builder guy, you know. He looks like the dude who would like make fun of, you know, nerds like us making stadiums. But such a nice guy. I had so much fun talking to him. And like I said, hopefully at the end of August there might be another little one-night trip out there and we'll be able to hang out a little bit more. Because if that happens, Arch, trust me, you're going to want to hook up on that one. It could be pretty fun. So yeah, here's his newest stadium. I saw pictures of it in Sewell's Discord. Again, Arch being Arch, finding whatever he needs to duplicate the look of the real stadium. And I've seen plenty of pictures from stadiums in Japan where they have those little sections of upper decks that are broken off from the rest, and they always seem to like curve out, you know, they're never like straight back. And he's using all the different colors from the shipping containers. Outstanding. The multi-layered standing room only deck looks like made of the waterfall from Atlanta, which, by the way, seeing it in the home run derby and in the All-Star game, it looks pretty crappy just out there in dead center field like that. Seems like they should have dialed it up a little bit more, but what do I know? All the different levels and staircases going off here. Excellent. Again, levels that shoot down a little further. Very Japanese style construction for their stadiums. Love the walkway. I'll have to throw up real pictures, as I often do. Usually do, right? I mean, if this was an original stadium, you know, I'd be throwing stamps at it already. I mean, it's stamp-worthy state. Don't listen to me. Oh, boy. Using the old lazy river and the barricades, like the concert venue things. Nope, that's not it. These guys. There you go. Tip of the tower sticking up in a few spots. Railroads coming through. Railroad tracks, I should say. And then buildings scattered around, huge parking lots. And there again is another unique look outside of the stadium using the sand. Or is that red rock? Yep, red rock. So, yeah, I wish I could have talked to him more, too. But it was so loud. And we were there for the last 2 games of that series where the Yankees just collapsed. They were in the middle of a, 6-7 game slide. Lost first place to the Blue Jays. And we saw game 3 where they were down 7-0 in the first inning. And the 4 of us are just thinking, man, this is going to be a miserable, shitty game. And they ended up coming back. It was like 9-9 by the 7th or 8th. And we were so excited. We thought it would be the best game we ever went to if they, pulled it off and won. And we had so much fun. And I lost my voice screaming because of my stupid GERD. It kills your vocal cords. So the wrong sneeze, the wrong laugh, yelling too much especially is the one that does me in, kills my voice. So I'm trying to scream at Arch, over all the noise when my voice is already hurting. So, yeah, hopefully we get to do that trip at the end of August and just spend a few hours together after the game and chit-chat. There's the lights. It's gorgeous. Fantastic work, as always, from Arch. Denny, I forgot your last name. I'm sorry. I apologize. But he told me he basically inherited the name Archmage from his roommate. A former roommate was using it for a game or a computer game or something. And he moved out and he just kind of took over and kept the name. So there it is. Archmage. Excellent as always. Hope to see you at the end of August. Not only are we heading back to the United States, but we're heading back to the capital of the United States. Eagles Park 25, Washington, D.C. Has an altitude of 150 feet, built in 2025 by our good buddy Sith Lord Slither. Says this is his latest version of the D.C. Park for his D.C. Eagles team. Said earlier in the year we weren't able to access the old stadium, so he rebuilt this one. He watches his teams playing these, so he concentrates on the look of inside the stadium, more energy towards the crowd instead of targets for my viewership experience as I run my signature team. See, now that's another reason why I say don't always just go by my advice when you guys are looking for tips, because my taste, isn't the same as everybody's. And guys like Sith Lord Slither and Gabber Gaming is one that jumps to mind, who makes these great stadiums where a lot of the energy is on the crowd focus and what you're seeing inside the ballpark. So get your tips from looking at the stadiums, not from my opinion or my taste. Created the Eagles Nest in the corner. Has his own common party deck with a scoreboard walkway, snack shack, all that stuff. He welcomes any feedback to make it look more Washington, D.C.-ish while maintaining the stadium feel for viewership. So that's up to you guys. I've been there once, way back in 2009, and we were basically just in, the mall area, with the Capitol building and the Washington Monument, right? Is that what it's called? And the Lincoln Memorial. And, man, I had some frizzy hair that day. I'll see if I can find the picture. But, yeah, here we go. I love this. Again, this looks like that Japanese style again, that one lone little deck that's hanging out on the other side of the scoreboard. That looks fantastic with the DC Eagles, and the Falcon is playing the role of the Eagle in the stadium. I like the funky little lights on there too. Great work. Very clean. There's the Eagles Nest. Perfect. It all just fit right on those little standout sections. I mean, they're not really pillars, right? Pretty standard around and behind, although he did add some scoreboardage and laser ribbon up top here. Another funky deck over here in the corner with strikeout meters, laser ribbon, and such. Picnic style seating. Buddy M's on top with the scoreboard walk also. Another decked out scoreboard with the Hall of Fame sign and the show sign look great. Yeah, I know that there's not really many big, tall skyscrapers in downtown D.C., right? I've never been to the stadium. We were going to go to a Nats game last year, But we couldn't figure out a situation for the dog. With him being diabetic, he has to get the shot twice a week, so we can't just send him anywhere. We have to pay a fortune to have someone, give him the shots twice a day. Couldn't bring him with us, so we ended up canceling on that trip. Luckily for Toronto, my mother-in-law was able to do it. She used to work at a humane society, so she has given shots before. She took care of our little guy while we were in Toronto, meeting Arch. I just feel like I'm leaving something out of that conversation we had. It was a lot of fun. Flip that light switch. It's clean enough. I like the deck. I like the scoreboard in left center field, along with that part that sticks out. We're going to stamp it. Nice work, Sith Lord Slither. Legend in the stadium creator community and fellow YouTuber Schmitty VG is up next with Legends Appreciation Stadium. It's located in ABC XYZ, altitude of 2,000 feet, built in 2025. Says in the notes, SDS needs to get and keep more retired players in the game so we can do a little My Eras type mode like in NBA 2K. He says there's some inside jokes involving curly fries, limos, and tombstones. He used road signs for the tombstones. It's an idea from Scotty Warren. I guess they're inside jokes from a YouTuber named Kevin God, G-O-H-D, when he uses Vita Blue and Eddie Matthews. He's thinking, get the canoes for Babe Ruth is going to be his new saying for the homers in the water. And he says Sewell thinks this is his best stadium. Let's take a look. Right field's a good start. I like the bleachers built right into the theater hall here. Love that building. Don't know what it is about it. That and the structure of it. Is it the Brooklyn Bridge? Is it the actual Brooklyn Bridge? The one bridge. But we have canoes. Schmitty, always a longtime defender of the canoes. And we always need one. With the evil PFK Nil and PFK None. Same person, but you know what I mean. Lurking about, ready to destroy the canoes or stick them in goats' butts. There's the curly fries mentioned and the limo service mentioned. Again, the inside joke from that other YouTuber. Fantastic. I like the separation of the bleachers here with the greenery in between. His big, wide open concourses, again, another highlight. I like how you can kind of slide under here, too. This is a very Texas Eggs look. Canoe next to the batter's eye, and then I like this layering out here with the straight across bleachers, and then these guys are following that building that goes around. That's a combination of buildings. This guy's flipped around, and then these guys here, maybe for the lighting. Fantastic. Then there's Tombstone Maker with road sign tombstones. More legends and stadium props in the show, please. I will second that. It'd be fun to have like a 98 Yankees roster. Or even a 96. Or like the A's in 2000, the Moneyball team. Is it 2000? 2002? I don't know. Yeah, it has to be 2002 because I think the Yankees had Giambi by then, and the A's would have kind of fallen apart a little bit. Yeah, I think it's 2002. Stadium looks great at night. Great enough to stamp. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it my favorite of yours, Schmitty, but it's definitely up there. A lot of fun ideas, a lot of quirks. A lot of love for canoes. But I still think I like Modern Wild West better and the Amazon one that you did. The one in the jungle or whatever it was. But this is certainly up there. Nice job. Let us head up to Wyoming, where we have Yellowstone Park. Has a max altitude of 5,279 feet, and it was built in 2025. Comes to us from Packers Dynasty 1. Fairly new to the channel, but we've seen some great work from him so far. He just says in the notes, it's an interesting, unique stadium that he thinks I'll like. Well, let's take a look. Again, I already like right field. I like the pillars. What do you got? What do you got using? Fantastic. Brilliant idea. Got the docks in there. I mean, they look like they're cement as opposed to wood. Stacked stone in there's giving things a different look. What is this? The wedge building? Or no, the mural, right? What do they call it? Crap, now I can't put it back where it was. Art house. Okay. It's like down here, right? Yeesh. Sorry. About like that. Okay. Then it carried out over here. And then, oh, is this a bullpen? Dual layered bullpen. Outstanding. Dual layer, double layer. There's a door. Nice. The deck on top of the stacked stone. Fantastic. Old school building. Should give you cool lights when we force that sunset. You got Studio 44 canoes. Let me do that again. There we go. It's the Studio 44 Canoe store. The treehouse built right in. That's awesome. Heck yeah, I like the stadium. Seats blended in with all the nature. Curving and swirling and bending and all these different layers. Little waterfalls poking through. And then bigger waterfalls poking through. Outstanding. Packers Dynasty. Definitely on board. Oh, yeah, here's more waterfalls over here. But, yeah, I'm definitely on board with this one. Kerblam. I was trying to stamp without looking. Oh, no. There we go. Get the door out of the way. All the webcams have the little doors or whatever so you can slide shut to keep people from looking in on your house by hacking you. All these funky buildings out here. I'm guessing more for in-stadium decoration as opposed to facing it off. Look at all this greenery in here with more decks and different layers. That all looks great. You walk right along here, then you go up the stairs. Oh, no, you come up the stairs through here. And then you walk up here, and there's your deck, and there's seating underneath, too. Nice work, sir. Yeah. I'm on board. I'm in. Turn that light switch on. Force that sunset. Looking good. Yep, there's all those buildings lit up. Fantastic. That's some Sewell camera work right there, right? I like the light tower. Is this like a custom? Oh, no, I guess I just don't use this one enough. I like the big and then little underneath. I guess it's because of the pole. I don't like the... It's like an old school looking pole. Or a structure to keep it up. Don't know what you'd call it. All the waterfalls in center field. Outstanding. Packers Dynasty. Yeah, man. I dig it. I'm not going to lie. I had to ask my smart speaker how to say this stadium. This is Wamit Yards. Did I say it right? It's in Portland, Oregon. Altitude of 161 feet. It'll be ready for us in 2027. Now, that's another one. Oregon or Oregon, right? People say both. Anyway, this fantastic-looking stadium comes to us from Big Mac, or you might know him as Sluggish Moth 953. Says it's a waterfront stadium for a Portland expansion team settled in the Willamette, maybe it's Willamette River, looking into downtown Portland. I had her say it for me, and I still can't get it right. But we'll start off as right field. Look at that. Using the Hit It Here Cafe spun around to host every letter in Portland. Nice. Sluggish Moth. And then sneaking in these dinosaur buildings for people to sneak through and get a look at the game. I like using the roof just past the home run fence. And what do you got for your line? The white line on that green stands out excellent. Using the, over here, you're using the San Diego Studios thing. And then here you're using the, well, this is also San Diego Studios, right? But Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to go through all that just to get our lines? And obviously, you can't put them on the slants, and you can't put them in front of the batter's eye. So, but yeah, this is the better green to go with if you're going to have a green home run fence. Good call on that. Sluggish Moth. Nice little corner here with the kiosks and a little statue in the middle. There's that waterfront he was talking about. A few buildings in the background. Looks great. There's a bridge taking to the stadium. Another bridge connected to that. Nice. You got some water with the boats. Using the slabs. The slab's a good move. I just wish we had a damn wall with the same concept. Flags are flying on the water tower here in center field. PDX. There's the Western Metal Supply Company building hidden with the laser ribbon. Nice. Show sign on top. Looks good. Bleacher section. Wait a second. Did he create like an entire bleacher section? Oh, yeah. He used that to hide the ugly seats. Nice. Look how clean all of his stuff is. The brick and the concrete, he does it better than anybody. Sluggish Moth, one of those goats we talk about, if you ask me. There's the Moonshot Casino Hotel building. Multiple layers of standing room only. Pretty standing around and behind for Sluggish Moth. It's above average for most folks, but he does this a lot. Using that same brick to kind of close off underneath luxury seating. There it is again, Wamit Yards. Wamit Yards. Portland people, help me out here. Am I saying that right? It's like a Will omelet. Again, using the river, the slab, and the parking lot to give the stadium that buried look. And again, nothing fancy, but very clean to close off the outsides of his stadiums, just like I said earlier. All the same building connected in the right spots to give it that clean look. And then there's a big entry over here. Outstanding. Used every bit of that memory. I love the quirky dimensions also. Like this. There's just something about that subtle little slant, the railing that ends right at the edge of the peak of the higher wall. And then it's just so good. Sluggish Moth, another one of them goats, like I said. Very Lemur F baby in that I love his style. With the funky dimensions and how everything is clean and solid. Stamped the shit out of this stadium. Fantastic. Any Sluggish Moth stadium could win a Stadium of the Year, no doubt. Ray Ratliff is back in Studio 44 under the name Blue Chew U. This is Holston River Park in R&J City, Tennessee. Has an altitude of 200 feet, built in 1941. Don't believe he left any notes. Nope. Let's take a look at right field, starting things off. I see water and canoes. It's always a good start. Canoe crossing. Got a road straight across with the bridge and the canoes and the waters and the ship. People are loading it up or unloading it, maybe. Added to the city in the background, looking great. Hey, the Falcon's got a canoe. Now, is he eating it or is he transporting it someplace? At least it's not in its butt. But I like all the standing room area using the condos. That all looks really good. Yeah, this one doesn't have anything funky going on the top, huh? I'll have to borrow this from you guys using this thing. And I like how he's got this building poking out with the electrical stuff. Nice little bullpen area, or is this like a fan area? Either way, it looks great. Nods to Sewell over here. Holston River Park, another Sewell nod. There's Club 44 tier. Thanks, man. Everything under here is looking great. Apartments in the corner. 2 decks. Looks good. Harrison and Company building. That's a good building. I like that one too. I tried to incorporate it in my last build. You know, and try to hit it on the roof, but I couldn't get there. I'll have to move it closer, almost make it part of the stadium. Flipping the lights. And it all looks great. Fantastic, Ray. Appreciate it, boss. Morro Bay, California hosts our next stadium. It's pretty much max altitude. It's built in 2026. It's called Rock Bottoms XP. It is our second stadium from Stand Up Comic Sam. And I see Sewell downloaded it and uploaded it also. Looks like it's got pulled in dimensions to make it easier for grinding, I take it. It says it's a what if take on the stadium. Am I saying that right? Morro? Too many names I don't know how to say in this video. On the Central Course had a minor league team. There's definitely stupid money out here. Hearst Castle is only 30 minutes away from Morro Bay. Again, I don't know the Hearst Castle. I made up a fun team name called the Rock Bottoms, which is just a play on words for what led to my sobriety, as well as Morro Bay's famous rock. All right. I try to feature local business names as a nod to them because I do a lot of work in the Central Coast community, and a lot of these businesses I work with personally. I use the stadium as an alternate for my DD team, the Guadalupe Lil Guys. The goal is to focus equally on parts on the stadium, the interior, exterior, except I ran out of memory. Tends to happen. Hope you enjoy. You can virtually walk the whole stadium. Says there's a ton of targets to mash. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks very close. What are the dimensions out here? $300 right down the line, yeah. It's still like 400 in the middle, though. Everything looking really good, though. Really solid. Yeah, definitely a minor league feel. Again, George Steinbrenner Field using this roof gives me those vibes. The High Street Deli. All right. And the sausage stand is in there, too. The Humdinger. A real humdinger. Expanding the hill around the Texas Batter's Eye. Whoa. Motherfucker. I'm still recording. All right. I think I might leave that in the video if that is still recording. I mean, I think I'm on an anti-surge power strip, but surging doesn't affect the memory, right? Turning it off when you're not supposed to does. PlayStation wasn't turned off properly. That makes me want to read it in an English accent. Your PlayStation 5 wasn't turned off properly. Okay. That was weird. Incredibly short power outage, but the computer kept recording. I don't know how that happened. It flashed. You could see the screen turn black. Very weird. I was very surprised that it kept recording. That's why I wanted to leave it in the video. These guys are hanging out where you can go to the Hit It Here Cafe sign. Well, he hit the cafe part. And then this tiny little bleacher section. Nice. Now, what rock is that? Oh, you kind of put two together to create that. Good move. The palm trees are up there. I like the little mini bleacher section right along the left field wall and the small foul pole. Boats are lined up. This is nice. Stand-up Comic Sam. Very minor league feel. Only Sam's. Route 1. Yeah, this is all really cool. Far from standard in there. And on the first base line as well. Let's see what's going on outside. You got the racetrack, or did you just want the little pond or whatever you would call it? Home of the Rock Bottoms. Very clean, very cool ideas. Lots of water. Gorgeous. 44 in the stacked stone. Should I be thankful, tier? Flip that light switch, and we'll flip a stamp. We'll flick it. Pew. It is gorgeous, bro. I flipped on your comedy real quick, dude. I saw that you have it on YouTube. I'll listen to it more carefully in the future. So much going on. There's so much I want and need to do. It's a little overwhelming, and then I let my fat ass sit on the couch and do nothing for an extended period of time when I got so much going on. Maybe my wife will let me quit my job. Outstanding, bro. Okay. Do you remember about an hour ago I mentioned that teeny tiny little surprise I had for everybody? This is it. 21 stadiums into the video. Not smack dab in the middle, like I said, but this is Canoes Field in San Diego, California. Altitude of 2,500 feet, built in 2025. Yes, this is my first contribution to the channel from MLB The Show 25 all the way in frickin' July. The game's been out for, 4 months? And I finally got myself to get in here and build a stadium for the San Diego Canoes! San Diego Canoes. And the surprise part of it is I knew I was approaching that 1,000 mark, and I wanted to finish it when I did hit it. And I finally start mixing in. There's so many of you guys, I can't get y'all in one stadium, so I'm going to start trickling in some homages to you guys, paying tribute to some of the, the heavy hitters within the channel, because I can't thank you guys enough for constantly sending me these amazing stadiums and making my videos that much better. Because if I had to sift through this vault to find good stadiums, it would take months to put together one freaking video. So you guys sending me all these great stadiums makes all the difference in the world. So we're going to start off in right field. I mentioned Schmitty when I showed his stadium, right? How he is defender of the Canoes from the evil PFK Nun. Well, if you're going to be home of the San Diego Canoes, you have to have them available. So Schmitty Canoes is over here in right field. You can rent one for the game, hop in, and all around over here, you can watch the game via the Canoe, courtesy of our good buddy Schmitty VG or Schmitty B Gaming. So get your Canoe. And I'm pretty sure I saw a similar kiosk like this, having the Canoe stacked. That's certainly not my idea. Again, I'm so sorry if I get the people wrong. I see so many stadiums from you guys. It's hard to remember who did what all the time. So please forgive me for that. But I figured we're in San Diego, so we can keep the Western Metal Supply Company here, put the Hit It Here sign on that same building, and save me some fence memory and double as a fence up here. I wanted to put more people up there. I wanted to fill it up, but as you can see, I'm almost at 100% memory. I can probably fit one group of folks up here too, right? I wanted to put the deck up there, but so many ideas in the stadium were inspired by other people, and I'll try to remember who did what when I come to them. But Schmitty Canoes, and the way I figured I was going to do it was do it by like in order of when you guys kind of join the Studio 44 fun anyway. So it's pretty standard around and behind, although I got a little funky with luxury decks and stuff like that. It's nothing like Sluggish Moth or Doug does, but Busy Blake's Barbecue is up here along the first baseline. I wanted to get it in a little bit more primary location, find a more fun place for it where you could see it regularly, but it didn't really fit. And maybe I can just name something else Blake's Barbecue, but I put the grass on top of the roof, and there's standing room only. Again, picnic tables would have been nice, but Busy Blake, for those of you new to the channel, I credit him as the first person to say, hey, Phil, show this stadium on your channel for me. Before that, I was finding stadiums in the vault myself or showing stadiums that I made. So Busy Blake, thanks for being my first showcase stadium. And I think his stadium was called like Busy Blake's Barbecue, or he had a Busy Blake's Barbecue within the stadium. So special nod to him. Thank you, sir. And then I added this little building in the corner. That's where all the offices are. I wanted, again, to have a little deck come off this green area, but memory. Now, Busy Blake, first person to create a stadium request for me. The person I credit as my first subscriber is Frankie Q. So down here in the left field corner, we have Frankie Quarters Hotel. Frankie Q added the quarters on there. So here's Frankie Q's hotel right here with the pool. People can watch the game from there. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Now, next to Frankie Quarters is Jason's clubhouse seating. Which Jason? Well, I needed someone's numbers to match the amount of clubhouses I have, which is 5. So Jason Moore, or Jason 43950, gets the nod for the clubhouses. I made him the canoe clubhouses. This is obviously Clubhouse 4, Clubhouse 3, Clubhouse 9, and Clubhouse 5, and finally Clubhouse 0. So you got Jason 43950. I looked through because I have his numbers now, and I was surprised. There's only like 6 or 7 stadiums from him, but they're all fantastic, and I've enjoyed every single one that he has sent me. So thank you so much, Jason. And I think that's it for the nods in the stadium. If I run into him, obviously I'll bring him up again. But obviously with the canoes, I figured there's a place in the San Diego Bay where they were able to channel the water in towards the stadium and have the not natural because they forced it, but they have the waterfalls drop. Now, this is a nod to Scotty and Young Gun, who have done such a great job, and Schmitty with the waterfalls. The very recent one, the one that had to be speechless, I think, right? Had the waterfalls on either side. If you remember, I started streaming making this video way back when I couldn't get connected online to do a live extravaganza back at the end of 24's life. So I started building the stadium, and I had brick buildings on the side of the batter's eye, and I was just going to make it flat and the water flat. But then I saw Scotty Stadium, and I decided, I could, incorporate that idea. And then there was another one that had the waterfall come down using the Braves one. And much, again, like Scotty's and the Braves one, there was like a seating section or a deck and just this little pathway for the canoes to go in. And I liked that idea too, so I borrowed that concept. But then I turned it into luxury seats underwater. Like, you guys know the hotels, right? There's like, you spend like $1 gajillion and you can stay in a hotel that's underwater. Well, these luxury seats are underwater. So if you want to pay a fortune to get a luxury seat in a San Diego Canoe Stadium, there it is. I've played Home Run Derby here. I've made Steve Stewart and DJ Jackson. That's it. So I finally played this game in a different mode other than Stadium Creator to test the stadium out. I've hit off the facing of Jason. I've definitely been in the water up here, and I've been in every level in here and in the water. So whether you can do it in a game or not, I don't know. But I like the idea of burying the double buildings. I've seen people do that before, so I borrowed that concept and put them on their own little circular concrete islands. And then I have a bridge connecting you to the little ballpark village that I created over here. One of my first. Again, I would have loved to put bleachers up there. I probably might still be able to do that. So I can fill that up. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I've never really made a ballpark village. Again, I wanted to add trees. I wanted to add lights. But you just run out of memory, and you can't see it that well, so I just left it as is. I had this building just because I like the lights. I'm not crazy about the city in the background, so I'll probably toy with that. I'm also not crazy about right field. It turned out very Harrison Company Stadium that I made, I think my last game of the year. Can't reach the waterfall with DJ Jackson, but I liked putting the deck off the front of this building. I've seen Murph use this building a million times and put the seats up there. And then I tried to make, I always talk about how I'm terrible at symmetrical. I tried to make the symmetrical deck with the steps going up and then in to get, you know, up to this structure where you have an entrance where you get up here and climb up, and that leaks over to the waterfall section of the stadium. For some reason, I feel like I have to protect the brick buildings with the concrete barrier from the water. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out for the most part. Again, I might toy around with right field, maybe get rid of the brick base, but I couldn't wait to show it to you guys anymore. So I got it to a point where I was satisfied with it and rolled with it. So there's a custom little bleacher section here, and then the fountain, which I've seen a million times by you guys. That's certainly not an original idea for me to face off the back of a 2-layered deck like that. But again, I could probably put some standing room only guys here. Maybe one group now. Oh, there's one. And I use that newer fencing that I don't usually like to use that much. There we go. That helps fill that out a little bit. I already stole some people from over here and moved them in other spots, but this is, again, the wall prop, not built-in windows. So if it hits any of these, it's a home run. And again, like I did with Fountains Field, I wanted a spot where you could see the waterfall through the window of the home run fence. And I got the dimensions using the flipped around letters as opposed to that stupid sign that we're usually stuck with. I thought I'd put one out here too. I guess not. But yeah, this was very Scotty Warren inspired. And again, whoever it was, I'm so sorry. They had a little waterfall. I think it was the Braves one right next to the batter's eye, and it leaked down. And I thought the water came through under here like that. But just to put my own spin on it, I made this little deck with the spot where, you know, there's bleachers, and I dialed up the features like Murph did way back in the day with benches. And I wanted to put a spot where you could walk up and get really close to the waterfall and feel the mist like they do in Niagara Falls, on the American side anyway. And then, of course, there's spots for you to get in here with your canoes, and I put it all the way around the third baseline as well. I only have 2, again, because of the stupid memory issue. And I have this slanted like this for the folks over here so they don't have too much of an obstructed view. So you can still see most of the field, whereas if you have it like this, you're blocked off completely. And we just ran into that in Toronto. The first game of Toronto, we couldn't see most of center field and like barely any of left. So there's a little TV monitor up there, and when Judge and Stanton hit their big home runs, the ball cracked, and we had to look at the TV to see if it went out or not. We couldn't see the ball go over the fence, but we were part of the crowd and, you know, the action. So the broadcast booth is here, and then there's the top deck. I feel like we had another flicker of power there. So, yeah, Canoes Coliseum for the San Diego Canoes, soon to be part of the Ricky Davis League and the Ricky Davis League channel. I thought about getting rid of these canoes I put on the scoreboard, too, because I don't know if you really see them well enough. I originally had luxury seats over here next to the batter's eye, parallel to the batter's eye, and canoes lined up the front. Oh, I forgot about the batter's eye. Above the batter's eye is another deck of Wrigley buildings spun around. So I think I used 3 different buildings. Yeah, for the bleachers, but I spun them around and had the 2 standing room levels. And I just put the flat concrete down and have the scoreboard resting on that. So I'm not really crazy about center field and the batter's eye, because originally I was going to do like a sluggage moth thing and have the brick surround the batter's eye like he always does and make it look so good. But with the double waterfall, I wanted to see that as much as possible, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Hitting the home run derby in here was fun. Flip that light switch. So yeah, from now on, guys, any stadium I make is going to have little nods to you guys, using your names and the numbers that you have in your gamer tags and maybe even your YouTube IDs. I want to try to name whatever in the park after something you're associated with, like Schmitty's Canoes, because he defends all the canoes and he's always, you know, making ways to protect them from PFK Nunn. And these two, well, Busy Blake's is pretty good because he always does a Busy Blake's barbecue in his stadiums. Frankie Quarters doesn't necessarily fit, but Frankie Q and then Orders, I thought that was fun. And it looks really good on that hotel too, I think. So, and it fits right in that little corner perfectly. So I'm really happy with that. I love that. What do you think? How'd I do? I still want to see your versions of it. I wanted to put a little nod to Fiserv too, because I think I want to credit Fiserv with the idea to make a team called the San Diego Canoes. It makes so much sense to do because we're always busting San Diego Studios' chops about the canoes. That's what the whole joke is about. So it's official. There's going to be a San Diego Canoes team. I'm going to make their team colors and logo the same colors as the flashy canoe, that gray and blue and like hot pink or whatever it is. I wanted to pick buildings that lit up in the background. I could probably lower this one and that would look a little bit better. I don't know. I guess I never envisioned. I've never been to San Diego, so I never really saw a bunch of skyscrapers in San Diego. Was that the case? Schmitty, you lived there for a while, right? Are you still there, moving back to Minnesota? But there she is. I like it. Tried to light up that ballpark village out there. Oh, there's another idea I stole from Jace Chiff, one of his recent stadiums. I saw him use that. I originally had it over here where you could see it a little bit more, but it didn't look as good for whatever in this situation. It probably needed to be closer to the stadium to look better. So I just kind of slid it down, and you'll still see it. But, yeah, I liked it. Oh, and I hooked this. I did the same thing. So when I saw, who was it? Was it Frankie Q and Sluggish Moth do the same thing earlier today with the slab and the concrete in the parking lots to give the field that buried look? I rolled with that. And then this I used as a walkway to take you out to the Western Metal Supply. Man, it's moving so slowly. And then it will take you, right up to that deck that I added on the Metal Supply. Ooh, another idea I stole. I had these bridges, and I remember loving these bridges that Mark or Obituary Turtle made using a scoreboard underneath, to support the bridge. I thought it looked so good. Now, I didn't use the exact same one. Why can't I grip that scoreboard? Here it is. But I think it looks really good. I think it works. So this bridge is what takes you into the clubhouse seating. And I used the benches for whatever reason as the railing for the bridge. Maybe people could sit and watch the game from here. But that's why I put the scoreboard, too, for canoe guys and people in this area to see what's going on in the game or to see whatever's going on in the scoreboard. And then I added the little walkways to the back of the clubhouses for people to get in and watch the game. So, yeah, you pay a hefty price for these guys, which I also notice is from Atlanta, thanks to the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. Oh, and I forgot, I got the little building under here where there's standing room only. And again, I was going to put concessions under here and stuff, but yeah, I like it. $43,950. You can hit the waterfall over here. And I haven't done it yet over there, but I don't think you can. I mean, it's 405 right here, so that's going to be pretty deep. But Steve Stewart hit some balls into the waterfall and into the luxury seats and over. And I'm thinking over here you could probably get into the actual clubhouses. I really like how this clubhouse sign turned out, too, using the front of the canoe and the numbers. Canoes Coliseum in San Diego. Do you guys want to give us a version of the Canoes Coliseum, please feel free. Send them my way. I will definitely show them, definitely play games in them. So I hope you guys like the stadium. I hope the way I'm going to pay homage to you guys is sufficient, because it's way past due. All the love you guys have shown me in Sewell, I got it. It's time to start sending the love back to y'all. So thank you so much. We have just a couple more stadiums to get through, then we'll wrap up this video. Hey guys, before we move on to the final group of stadiums, we need to take a break to honor a member of the stadium creator family. As you can see here, we have a stadium that says Jackie Jean Memorial Garden just past the home run wall there in right field. While Jackie Jean's last name is Murphy, you may have noticed we haven't seen much of Murph 075 lately. That's because his wife has been battling an illness for 10 years. And unfortunately, the first thing I learned when I actually friended Murph on Facebook was that his wife had passed away just a few days before I recorded this video. He reached out to me on Facebook through Messenger and let me know that he had the stadium ready to go. And even though it's been hard for him to play this game, his wife really enjoyed the videos that Sewell and I put out. And as you've seen before, she's popped in and out of streams, either grabbed his phone or hopped on the computer and chatted with us a little bit while Murph was away. Said, hey, this is Mrs. Murph. So she made Murph promise that he would keep making stadiums. And she said, hey, you know, you got to make me a stadium. So here it is. It features everything that she loved. So he wanted me to show the stadium. So if Murph asked me to do something like that, I'd do it, because as we know, Murph is one of the GOATs. He's been part of this channel since early 2023. So Murph, this is for you, buddy, and for your wife, Jackie. Let's go through the stadium. Here we go, guys. Jackie Murphy Memorial Stadium is located in Bonne Terre, Missouri, has an altitude of 3,333 feet, built in 2025 by, as I said before, dear member of the Stadium Verse family, Murph 075. He says this stadium has nods to all of her favorite things, including crocheting, her bearded dragon pets, her favorite foods, Harry Potter, and a corner honoring her interest in criminology. Murph said she had graduated with a degree in criminology right as she was diagnosed with cancer and never got to pursue a job in it. He said there are cedar trees behind the batter's eye representing their grandson Cedar. And he also put M&D Mall in the left field corner, honoring her giving me the idea for the Stadium of the Year winner. For anybody new to the channel, the 2023 Stadium of the Year winner was Murph's The Shopping Mall at the Ballpark Marriott, which he named M&D Mall for mother and daughter, because his wife gave him the idea that the ladies need a place to go while the men are watching the ball game. Why not make a mall associated with the field where the wife and daughter can go to hang out and do some shopping? And then finally, he says the Copacabana in center field is because she loved Barry Manilow. I asked him if he wanted me to try to doll it up, do it a little bit more Sewell style, show everything in a nice, pretty way, and maybe play some, nice music in the background. But he said, nah, man, she used to like your videos, do it your style. So here it is. Starting off in right field as we normally do, the Jackie Jean Memorial Garden. A beautiful garden with the falcon in the middle. Looks like he mixed in the water with the park. That's a nice, beautiful touch. It's amazing how you can just leak it into the exact right parts and, leave the walkways and everything there. Beautiful. Lots of trees and rocks and bushes and everything in the background, making it gorgeous. Scoreboard on top of that. There's the Copacabana where Barry Manilow was playing for Jackie. There's the coffee hut. Must be a coffee person. There's a nice restaurant above the batter's eye. Krispy Kreme donuts. Hey, we used to have a Krispy Kreme in the area. I'm not sure that we do anymore. Beardy Heaven. Here's the bearded dragons he was talking about. Caged in for people to take a look at during the games. And he still took the time to layer everything and make it beautiful. And there it is, Jackie Murphy Memorial Stadium up there, 3/28/69 to 7/10/25. Very young. I'm so sorry, Murph. So sorry, buddy. Ugh, I couldn't imagine. There's Jackie's Yarn Warehouse, and there's M&D Mall, which is still on the same building. Diagon Alley back here for her love of Harry Potter. Cruise through using the turn of the century buildings. Excellent. This is why we say Murph is always one of the GOATs. Got the snack shack. Dialed up the booth back here in a beautiful way. And here is the nod to her criminology major that, unfortunately, she just never got to pursue, never got to take advantage of her degree. It's beautiful, Murph. It's a gorgeous stadium. Murph let me know. We'll turn the lights on, and it looks like an amazing stadium, like Murph always puts out. There it is, guys. There it is, Murph. A beautiful stadium. I sure hope they have Wi-Fi up there, and if they do, they better share the password with her so that she can check this stadium out as soon as possible, because it's beautiful. I don't know what else to say other than I'm heartbroken for you. All my love goes out to your family while you go through this really, really, really tough time. Jackie Murphy, gone too soon at the age of 56. What do you say, guys? Do we stamp it? As it just so happens, I have my wand purchased, of course, at Ollivander's in Diagon Alley. So what do you say for her love of Harry Potter? We conjure a stamp today. What do you think? The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. I don't know the exact incantation, but I think if I just give a little bit of whirl, that stamp will show up for you. Again, nothing but love to you, Murph, for you and your family. Thank you for sharing this lovely stadium with us, and I'm sure Jackie would love it. Starting us off in the final 5 stadiums of this monster of a stadium extravaganza video is Andrew Silva, if you're seeing him in the chat box, otherwise known as Skater 3 Boy. He says this is his first attempt at a retractable roof. It's all about the realism and making every view photogenic. He officially wants to submit this build for Stadium of the Year. Well, take it easy. We're not even halfway through this one's life yet. Keep it in the back of your mind for that possibility. And let's take a look. Canon Park, Bryson City, North Carolina, altitude 3,000 feet. I think I already did that, didn't I? Let's start in right field. I love this deck. Very Murph, very Sluggish Moth, clean, using something other than the concourse pieces to face off the deck. Great look. Plants in front of the field level seating, a second deck. There's your roof. Interesting take on the roof. I like it. There's Canon Park, all the pinwheels, and that similar roof to another walkway behind the batter's eye. The grill and the scoreboard walk. Folks are standing watching the game. A double layered bullpen again. Looks fantastic. Andrew, I can tell why you would want this one submitted. All looks so good. Closed off the stadium in a great way using that funky building. I've always liked this building. It's just kind of weird, so it's hard to fit it in, but you used it in a great way to close off the stadium. Very nice out here. There's the other side of the closed roof. I like this look a lot on the upper deck. Wow. A lot of work went into that. That looks fantastic. Holy crap. You got the targets. Do you guys have these outside of your targets? The big giant balls. Using the Royals scoreboard for that little decoration. Dig it. Outstanding. Standing room only area, using the stairs to get you up to this level. Fantastic. Concentrated full firepower on the inside of the stadium. Again, makes it difficult to get a good shot, but you got to stamp this bad boy, right? Yeah. Keep this one in mind. I mean, if we were going to end, the year right now and do a contest right now, definitely submit it. But who knows? You may make one like 80 times better. And who knows? Maybe we'll get some new props before the end of the year too. Outstanding. Yeah, Skater 3, boy. I do believe this is my favorite stadium of yours so far. Nicely done. Frostman Mex 16 is back in Studio 44. This stadium is called the Ballpark in San Francisco. It's in San Francisco. Has an altitude of 100 feet, built in 2025. And a quick look at the thumbnail, and yeah, we're talking some serious Texas Ags vibes here. Look at that. That could be our thumbnail right there. I'm going to turn the lights on and take a screenshot, see if I like that one. That is fantastic. Let's dig in. Are there any notes? No, so I guess we just get to dig in and check it out for ourselves. Again, all solid, all different layers, pools. Tell me that's not Texas Ags right there. Fantastic. Very clean with the stands and all that stuff built right in. Oh, got the train going through. Okay. Not doing a very good job of keeping it on the track. There we go. Going backwards, I did better. Look at that. Nailed it. Camera well right here. Picnic seating right behind home plate with some sweet action behind that. Another train on the third base side. Bung. Outstanding. Oh, great little sidewalk taking you into the ballpark from back here. Mountains in the background, bunch of parking lots, fountains. Oh, look at all that. That looks great, too. Great job on the outside of the stadium. Frostman Mex. This might be my favorite of yours, sir. Boom. Almost about time. The lights. See the docks out there and the lighthouse and the shipping boat and the cargo boat. And the cruise ship out there outside of the stadium. Almost looks like it was an older stadium and then they did some renovations on the outfield. That's great, dude. Yeah, no notes. More sidewalk and fountain work all the way around the whole stadium. That entrance is right behind home plate. So good, dude. That could be a freaking thumbnail, too. Frostman Mex 16. Yeah, man. My favorite of yours so far. Great work. Shays 2525 has another themed stadium for us. This is at Dragonstone Park in Crownlands. Is WS for Westeros? Has an altitude of 100 feet, built in the year 1000. If we have any Game of Thrones fans, yeah, what WS should be Westeros, right? Isn't that the Seven Kingdoms all together makes Westeros? Westeros? I don't know. Either way, I freaking love Game of Thrones. His notes are simply Game of Thrones themed stadium rebuilding Dragonstone, which is heavily featured in Game of Thrones and House of Dragon. Yeah, I remember this big stairway, and I knew you were going to use this castle for it. I mean, it fits perfectly. Yeah, this is where Jon Snow gets really close to the dragon for the first time, right? In what, season 6? Fantastic, dude. Great island. And this is where they get dragon glass from, right? To kill all the White Walkers. And of course, you get there with a ship. And to get to the ship from the dock, maybe you have canoes. Just don't hit a dragon with a home run, because the dragon will be pissed and set you on fire and eat you, because dragons like their meals warm. It's very accurate. And because I'm a big Game of Thrones fan and this whole idea is so fun, we're going to throw that stamp. But at the same time, I just don't know what to say about it. If you've never seen Game of Thrones before, I'm so jealous of you, because I'm going to tell you right now, go watch it. If you have HBO or HBO Max or whatever the hell they're calling it now, go watch Game of Thrones, especially if you're a sci-fi fantasy guy. Shay's 2525. Keep these fun themed stadiums coming, man. They're excellent. No lights, obviously, but maybe the dragons just spit fire over the stadium, and that'll light up night games for you. Fantastic work. All the fantastic stadiums in this video has led us to this final stadium in Orlando, Florida. It's Tinkerfield Sports Complex by another legend in the community. Everything he puts out is fantastic. Mr. Ron Solo, 412. Sorry, I'll do it every time. I can't help myself. He says Tinkerfield was a minor league spring training stadium in Orlando, Florida that was demolished in 2015 after the Camping World Stadium renovation. But what if they built a major league ready stadium instead that shared a retractable roof with the football stadium? Okay, now we're talking. That was my idea for this one. I also built a version of Tinkerfield in 23 of what the stadium was like in the 80s. It's also in the vault. All right, well, let's check out this one. Fun. Dude, he's got the freaking thing built right into the football stadium. Big scoreboard is in there too, labeled Tinkerfield, and then Camping World on top of that. Camping World Stadium on top of that. That's the football field. Okay, look at this big freaking thing. Oh, it's the train tracks. All right, that's another good way to create the windows. And then there's a track for the roof to come down and close things off. There's SeaWorld Orlando. Book of Mormon, anyone? I love you, Orlando. SeaWorld and Disney and putt-putt golfing. Fantastic. Slapping the smokehouse right on top of the home run deck. Excellent move. Big, huge rock structure with waterfalls. Very Anaheim Angels-esque. Pretty standard around and behind, although he did use the glitch. I still don't think I'm getting any feedback on this. Or maybe I'm just not noticing. How does it work? Can you play a game in the stadium still? Or did they kill it? Or can you just play offline? You got public subs. Some other concessions in here. There's Tinkerfield labeled again. And we'll take a peek into that football stadium to see if there's any additions to that. Yeah, Ron Solo and his what if stadiums. Last one was the what if with the Pittsburgh, right? As part of the bridge over one of the rivers. That area all looks great. It's kind of an entrance to the stadium. Faced off the area very well. Very nicely. Very well. I don't think Wells right. Like I said, no, wasn't an English major. Using the condos as a structure to hold up the retractable roof. Very nice indeed. So, speaking of Orlando, it's starting to look like that's not going to happen, right? A team in Orlando. I read something today that the Rays have agreed to sell the team the douche who owns the Rays right now. He's going to sell the team to a company that wants to keep the team in the area, but across, the bay into Tampa as opposed to St. Pete, which I think was the main problem. I thought it was ludicrous that they were going to put a stadium in the same spot, basically, or essentially, where that was the main problem, or a part of the main problem, was no one liked driving over that bridge to get to the games. So I think it makes sense that if you're going to stay in Tampa Bay, move it to Tampa. Outstanding stadium. Ron Solo, I knew we could count on you to close out the video. Did I stamp it yet? I think I did, but if not, here's another one. Fantastic work again. Another amazing video thanks to you guys, the amazing stadium creators in the Stadiumverse community. Wow. I hope you guys liked all the stadiums. I hope you liked my stadium. Keep your eyes and ears open for stuff on Nonsense Matters. That is coming. Sewell's been talking to me about doing some kind of dual stream on Twitch, so keep your eyes and ears open for that. I can't wait to collab with him again. We always have a lot of fun when those opportunities arise. If you want to send us a stadium to make my videos better, follow the link in the description of this video, the description of my YouTube channel, or my Facebook page where you can follow me, Studio 44 with Phil Sherman. Post pictures of your stadiums, videos, link, whatever. Have some fun with it. Follow that link. Fill out the Google form. What do you know? I'm rambling. Thanks again for everything you've done. Thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. Can always use more, though. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you haven't done so already. And we'll catch y'all very, very soon.